Super overs are the flavor of the season. Punjab and Delhi were separated by a super over the last time they met. Delhi won the super over, but Punjab at the back of beating the defending champions Mumbai Indians in that crazy double super over game had their tails up. It is a North Indian derby, Punjab versus Delhi. Once again, this game to be played in Dubai. And for a quick 5-point preview of that game on Whirlpool presents ESPN Cricinfo T20 Timeout powered by Dell, we are now joined by Sanjay Manjrekar and Ian Bishop. Right, Punjab have 5 games left, including this one. They've got to win all. Maxwell has been a bit of a weak link with the bat, 58 runs in 8 matches. Sanjay, is it time to look beyond him and go for an Indian batsman? They've got 3 options, Karun Nair, Sarfraz Khan and Mandeep Singh.
I'm not sure Kings and Punjab will go in that direction because Maxwell, the batsman, hasn't fired, but Maxwell, the bowler, has done really well for them. And when you look at their bowling attack, they've got 3 bowlers you can expect to complete their 4 overs as a guarantee. You would say Shami, Bishnoi and Ashwin at this stage. So they need somebody to support in the bowling department. And that's where Maxwell has done a fantastic job in the last few matches. So I doubt whether Punjab will go in that direction. Maybe they can get an Indian batsman in, but not at the cost of Maxwell.
Ian, have Kings 11 given Maxwell too much of a long rope? Can he hide behind his bowling numbers? Because he's got to score runs for the side.
It would be ideal if he would score runs. I mean, there's no doubt about that. He's had the opportunity to finish 1 or 2 games and he hasn't done it. But I do agree with Sanjay wholeheartedly. It's his bowling really that offers an additional option to this Kings 11 team. Once you've got Agarwal and, of course, Rahul scoring runs, Gayle is coming into the team now with a couple of scores behind him. And, of course, Nicholas Pooran. You've got to trust that Maxwell with the ball is still important enough.
Right, the second point of this preview is on Rahul, and we say he's got to continue batting freely. Sanjay, he kept Punjab in that chase against Mumbai, the top run scorer so far. He seems to have found his groove again in the last 3 games, 212 runs at a strike rate of 134. The team needs to win everything, and there is no reason for him to change his approach anymore.
Actually, I've got a sore throat just by, saying this for, I don't know how many days I've been crying out from the top of a roof saying that Rahul must play his natural game because he's a guy who can actually play risk-free at a strike rate of 150 and 160. But he had reined himself in after the first couple of games and going at a strike rate of just 100 and 110. And it wasn't helping Kings and Punjab because they were right at the bottom of the points tally. So it's good to see him play freely. So very happy to see him play in this fashion. And I think the results will start to show. They're at number 6 now. And if Rahul continues in the same vein, up is the only way to go.
Right, Ian, and Chris Gayle's arrival and the spark that he's shown at the age of 41 now, should that give Rahul a lot more freedom?
Well, from what Rahul has said, it has. And I'm quite glad that it has done because apart from the 100, as Sanjay mentioned, that strike rate wasn't optimized. And the team, I don't think, was benefiting with the results. The last game where he scored that 77 from 51, that is more what the team will benefit from. And then it gives you the Chris Gayle option to maybe start a little bit slowly, get himself set, and then explode. So I think Chris Gayle is a big fillip for him and the team.
Right, point number 3 is on Delhi's batting lineup. Shaw and Rahane need to step up before the playoffs. Ian, 2 ducks for Prithvi Shaw in 2 of the last 3 games. Rahane is still trying to find his touch. Dhawan, Shreyas and Stoinis have bailed the team out on different occasions, but these 2 have to address their issues and step up.
Yes, I would agree. If Prithvi's attitude within the dressing room is good, I would still hold faith with him for a little while longer. Rahane, I'm not sure, because if Rishabh Pant comes back, then you can say Pant for carry, and then you can get another overseas player in there, which I think has to be Shimron Hetmeyer. So while the team is winning and winning well, certainly for me, I would give Prithvi Shaw an extended run.
Sanjay, how much is this a cause of concern for Ricky Ponting? What's happened to Prithvi Shaw?
Not a cause for concern because this is the way he bats. And, the ducks that he's got have been in the first couple of deliveries. It's not like he has hung around and looks really bad and got out for a duck. Just that he pushes at the ball too much, and that makes him a little loose to, class bowling outside the off stump. And that has actually proved to be his downfall. The issue is with Delhi Capitals batting now without Pant and Hetmeyer. It's not looking the same force.
Right, the next point on this quick fix preview is Nicholas Pooran should bat ahead of Gayle. Pooran played an attractive cameo in that game against Mumbai, did not let the tempo drop in that chase. His strike rate this season is 181. Would it be too adventurous to send him into bat ahead of Chris Gayle, Ian? Or is that something where you will probably end up messing with the universe, boss? Would you steer clear of that thought?
I personally will stay clear of it for this reason. I think Chris Gayle as an opener is excellent. He's not opening the batting, so you've dropped him down one. So Nicholas Pooran can sit back and try to adjust to whatever is left behind after the openers and Chris Gayle, whether that's looking to play himself or pace the innings, or whether that needs a flyer.
Wouldn't you want either a Chris Gayle or a Pooran to add a little more fire to the lower order, Sanjay?
I'm a bit skeptical about Chris Gayle being a long-term option for Kings 11 in the batting order. I thought he was an experiment in Sharjah because it's small ground. And you can see that he's able to hit the sixes. But in between the sixes, there's nothing much. So his strike rate overall, if you look at it, hasn't been great. So I'm a bit skeptical about Chris Gayle and whether it's a good idea to have him as a constant fixture in the Kings 11 batting lineup.
Right, the final point in this 5-point preview is Punjab should continue to play two leg spinners in Ravi Bishnoi and Murugan Ashwin. The two of them together have picked up 15 wickets so far. The economy is under 8 as well. Any reason to change that?
I would keep it for as long as conditions suit, and that's the caveat. I know Murugan Ashwin didn't have a great game against Mumbai Indians, but prior to that, he's been a steady influence. When he's not getting wickets, he's very economical. And Bishnoi, to me, has a bright future once he can continue learning. So I don't see any reason to change it unless conditions dictate such.
Sanjay, does the Delhi batting lineup encourage you to go with two leg spinners or not?
I have absolutely no problem with those two because they've been playing well, bowling their 4 overs more often than not. And if you start looking at the pitches in UAE, they are slowing down. So spin element will start becoming a little more important. So no need really to change this current format that they have of two leg spinners.
Right, and who knows, instead of 40 overs, we might get 42 or 44 more overs. We're all getting greedy. Maybe we will have a couple of more super overs. Why not? Bring them on. For now, thanks so much, Sanjay and Ian, for joining us.
Thank you.
On Whirlpool Presents ESPN Cricinfo T20 Timeout, powered by Dell. We'll see you again soon.